Hey y'all, welcome back to Rocco Rise Tesla. In this video, I'm going to show you Tesla voice commands that I like to use and even ones that I just learned about in my Model Y Juniper. And I'm also going to explain the difference between the regular Tesla voice commands and Grok. That part is important because Grok is not the same thing as the normal Tesla voice control system. Grok, think of Grok more like an AI assistant. It can answer questions, help with the navigation, and help you think through a route. But regular Tesla voice commands are still the better tool right now when you want to control the inside of your vehicle, such as the climate, the wipers, defrosters, music, navigation, making a phone call, the glove box, dash cam, and charging. So today I'm going to show you the most useful Tesla voice commands and which one I actually use and where Grok fits in. And we're going to go over a lot of voice commands today, so this could be a lot. Feel free to go back and watch this video. I'll also probably make a PDF or something that lists out every voice command, so you can go back and reference that and figure out which ones you find useful and helpful so that you can get the most out of your vehicle. And one of the best parts about owning a Tesla is that you do not always have to dig through the menus on the screen. There's a lot going on with this in-car system that can be a little overwhelming. So if you know some of the voice commands that for the controls that you like to use the most, that could really help make the car experience a lot easier for you. So let's get into it. Okay, let's think. How to activate the voice commands. So right here on the scroll wheel, if you just press the microphone once, see there you have the voice commands. But if you hold down on it, then Grok comes on. So again, one tap turns on the voice commands, and then holding down turns on the Grok. So let's go and just try a couple of the voice commands. Let's do the climate. Set temperature to 68 degrees. There you go, adjust it to 68 degrees. You don't have to say, hey Tesla or anything. All you do is give it the command. So we did that one. You could also say this. Make it warmer. Adjusted it from 68 to 69. Make it cooler. Went back to 68. Another thing you can do is adjust the fan speed. So if you're somebody who doesn't like to do kind of the auto temperature, you can adjust the fan speed. Set the fan speed to 3. So now you see we're on manual here instead of auto. Set temperature to 70. So now it's on 70. It's on manual. Let's just do this real quick. Go back to auto. Now we're on 70. You could also do things like turn on front defroster. There you go, see? Turn off front defroster. See, now you can do that. You can do things like defog the window. Let's just pull this up so y'all see what happens. Turn on driver's seat heater. Set driver's seat heater to 3. And we're on 3. Turn off driver's seat heater. Turn on driver's seat ventilation. Cool driver's seat. Maybe that one didn't work. Make driver's seat cooler. So maybe that one doesn't work as well. Let's keep going. Here's another cool one. So if you have a pet in the car, obviously we have Rocco, excuse me, and he comes with us a lot. So we like to use dog mode. You can use that from a voice command. Turn on dog mode. There you go, dog mode's enabled. So now all you have to do is say that. We can get out of the car and you can leave your pet and they will stay nice and comfortable. Another thing, if you are just kind of doing a short stop, whether it be grocery store or running an errand, I like to have the keep mode on, which keeps the car cool so it doesn't have to, blast the AC to cool back down when you get in. So you can do this. Keep climate on. That didn't sound very good. Let's try that again. But it worked. Keep climate on. There you go. So those are cool things you can do with the climate and the defrosters, etc. You can also do windshields. Turn on windshield wipers. There you go. Now I can adjust up the scroll wheel to go on, high, low, auto. Let's just do auto. So we have that, pretty neat. And then you can do navigation things. Navigate to work. There you go. Turn off navigation. Cancels the route. Navigate to Starbucks. So see, unlike Grok, now it's just showing me all the Starbucks. If I want to be more specific, I need to say navigate to Starbucks on a specific road. So we could do this one. Navigate to Starbucks on Old Milton Parkway. And there are multiple ones there, so you would just find the one you want to go to. Say we wanted to go to A. Now just that. But see, you don't have to type anything in. You just talk to it with the voice command, and there you go. Navigate to the nearest supercharger. Again, unlike Grok, here you have them all pulled up, and then you would need to select one if you're not being more specific. Take me to the airport. No typing in Hartsfield Jackson or anything. There it is. Boom, go. This is an instance where I would probably use Grok. Let's try the difference. Now I'm in a long press here. Directions to Hartsfield Jackson Airport.
Navigation to Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta.
So there you go. So when using directions and things like that, unless it's like a quick home or work thing, I think it's easier to use Grok for that. So in terms of controlling the stuff in the car, I typically prefer to use Grok. But if you don't subscribe to Grok, then you can use the voice commands, which are just part of the car system. So another thing you can do is the charge port. Now you can open that up when you get to the charger manually, or you could do this. Open charge port. There you go, charge port is open. Close charge port. Charge port closing. Open trunk. Close trunk. Open front. Fold mirrors. Open mirrors. What else do we have here? Another thing you do, so I didn't know you could do this. Set charge limit to 80%. Pretty cool here. Now check that out. Charging, there you go. Now it's set to 80. So that's one I did not know about, is adjusting the charge limit with the voice command. That's another thing you could do. Show charging screen. Pretty cool. Show energy app. You can use it to open the apps. Google nearest Chick-fil-A. Now it's in the browser. Lock doors. Turn on headlights. Turn off headlights. Set headlights to auto. Turn on dome lights. Turn off dome lights. Vent windows. Error occurred. Let's see if we can do that one again. Open windows. Windows must be open manually. Okay, I guess that one does not work. So sometimes, Tesla could be more limited because of some safety rules or something. So we may not get the window venting. Open glove box. I'd have to enter my PIN, which I'm not going to do on screen, but there you go. If you don't have a PIN, the glove box would open automatically. So we went through the wipers. Let's see what else. Another thing you could do is with music, but I can't do that because I would have a copyright infringement. But you can say, hey, play music, or play a song, play an artist. If you use Spotify or Apple Music or another music app, you can do that. You can also have it adjust the volume. Another thing you can do is call. So if I hit this, I would say call one of my contacts, whether it be John Smith or whoever you want to call. You can also do that with text messages. So a lot of the times that's how I initiate phone calls, is I will just turn on the voice command and say call so-and-so. Here's another one. Show tire pressure. Goes and shows up the car's tire pressure. Nice, 42, right where you want to be. Open camera. Show rear camera. Oh, we'll do that. Open camera. Then I would just probably do that. There's the rear. Open toy box. So you can say open whatever to show any of the apps that you have in here. Any of these apps, you could say open Zoom, open Spotify, open the radio, open messages, whatever. So it's really helpful to be able to go in and access that type of stuff. Another thing you can do is this. Save dash cam clip. Now there you go. Another thing you can do is, so if FSD does something strange or the car behaves unexpectedly, you can do this. Report bug. There you go. So now you so if something happens with the car, or the car is acting with whether it's FSD or the car itself, you can report a bug. So we went over the navigation things, the tire pressure, the energy, all those things are important when using FSD. And now let's talk about Grok. This is where a lot of people get confused. Grok is not the same thing as the regular voice commands. Regular voice commands, as we went over, are better for controlling the vehicle. Grok is better for asking questions and thinking through a problem. So like adjusting the temperature, that would be a voice command. But if you say something like this, let's turn on Grok by holding down. Find me a healthy lunch spot near a supercharger about 2 hours from here.
There's a Tesla supercharger in Macon, Georgia, about 2 hours south from here on I-75. Try Meady's Mediterranean Fusion restaurant nearby for healthy lunch options like fresh salads and grilled dishes.
Let's set that as the destination. There you go. So that's another thing. If you do not subscribe to Grok and you use it a lot, you can hit the limit. And so since I was playing with Grok the other day and today, now I've hit my limit. So this is where, now I would have to use a voice command. So now what I would do is just hit here, figure out where I wanted to go, looking at the charger map, say we want to go here. Now I found the place on my own. Navigate to Tesla Supercharger in Fort Valley, Georgia. So not everybody subscribes, or not everybody has Grok, a subscription or a premium connectivity subscription, which you need to use Grok while not on Wi-Fi, and that is how you use a voice command to add in the route. So I'm glad I was able to show you all that. So if I wanted to say what's the best route to Macon, or where should I stop to charge, that type of detailed information is things that you're going to want to use with Grok. But like I said, we cannot do that. So, my favorite commands, if I had to pick one, are probably just the navigate to home, navigate, or set the temperature, or call someone. Those are the ones I probably use the most. Open glovebox, etc. Or I'll use it to play some music, but again, I cannot do that. So now, I've not gone over every command probably that there is, but these are a lot that'll get you started and get you on the right footing. Some of the commands depend on the software version you have, or the vehicle, or the version of the Teslas that you have. So if one does not work the first time, just try saying it in a different way. For example, if I said, make my seat cooler, that didn't work, but let's try this one. Turn on driver's seat ventilation. So it's seat heating and cooling set to auto, but we would want that on cool. Turn on driver's seat cooling. There you go. Now we're on driver's seat cooling. I can feel that turning on now too. So, the biggest takeaway on this is do not think of Grok and Tesla commands as the same thing. The voice commands are more for controlling the things in the car, opening the apps, and controlling things on the screen. The Grok is better for helping you find things on the navigation, answering questions, or kind of helping you plan like a multi-stop route or find a preferential route. So let me know in the comments which Tesla commands you use the most, which ones you weren't familiar with and want to try out. And also let me know, how this all works out for you. I'm curious to see which ones y'all use every day and which ones are still hit or miss. And if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you don't already. And until I talk to y'all next time, be safe.